Good evening. Welcome to another vinyl video, and we come to this video with very heavy hearts. A hero has fallen, and I have to say he was perhaps the only hero I've ever had in the world of sports, and maybe otherwise. I'm talking about Steve McNair, McNair, Mac 9. For the rest of my life, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, but much more than an athlete. A great leader and a great symbol and a great humanitarian. A lot of people have been talking about him and saying things about him and his story, his career, but here at Vinyl, we just want to say two things. Thank you. It was my great honor to have had the privilege to watch Steve McNair's career nearly in full. From 1999 to 2005, I think I watched almost every single game he played. And that's saying something, since the national media rarely found it in its interest to show those games, but those of us who saw them knew at the time and know now that we saw something very rare and special indeed. As a fan growing up in the state of Tennessee, I never really was that into sports. Didn't have a reason to be. We didn't have a pro team. We weren't in that club. When the Titans came, McNair brought not just a face for a franchise, but a soul and a style and an attitude. He gave us the definition for how to be fans. As a community of fans, we took our cues from him when we walked into a sports bar with our jerseys, when we went to the games, when we talked to other people. He brought us up, and he enfranchised us into the world of Major League sports, made Tennesseans proud, gave them something they never had before. On a personal level, he gave me courage. As a struggling writer, wondering if anyone was going to notice or care, I watched him in the playoffs lead his team, try to get that Super Bowl ring. Never got it, unfortunately, but he sure made a lot of sparks trying. And I thought, hey, why not me? I can do that in my way, in my field, in my game. He made the improbable seem possible on a weekly basis. He made the miraculous seem reachable. And I want to thank him on behalf of one other person, another Steve, who also played his football in Nashville a long time ago. This Steve was different than I am, even though we look somewhat alike. He was conservative, he kept his hair short, and he spent his whole life in the town where he was raised. But he loved Steve McNair. And Steve McNair gave us a reason for half a decade to have a conversation every Saturday night before a game, and twice before and after the games on Sundays. He brought a new element into the relationship that I had with my father. That is something I will cherish for the rest of my life. And when my father was sick with cancer, we wait for those games on Sundays, even though it was during that difficult 2004 year. And afterwards, if he was strong enough, we'd go outside and stand on either side of the driveway, and we'd toss around a little Titans football. You can say what you want to, but I think Steve McNair made that possible. And I will always be grateful to him for that gesture. And I'll always remember the lesson that he taught me in life. And that is to play the game hard, to play the game well, to play it with passion, and to play it with laughter. Steve McNair was a legend. Long may the legend live. Thanks for bearing with me for that. We're listening tonight, celebrating Steve McNair and toasting him with Bob James's album Touchdown, which, hey, I mean, it's got a football on the cover, and it's smooth, and it's funky, and it's groovy, and it seems like Steve McNair that I always knew. I always saw it in interviews, and seems to me to fit, you know. What are we drinking this with, baby?
Well, you know, to celebrate Steve McNair's life, we're drinking something that I think always puts a smile on your face. It's just a fun, happy wine. It's Brachetto. It's an Italian wine from Piedmont, and it's a sparkling wine, though it doesn't always have the papa top that you'll see on a champagne bottle, because sometimes it's just frizzante, just a little bit bubbly. This one is from Poderi Traversa, which is a little family-run place, and it's got a tricky cork. But yeah, I mean, this is just, it's hard to be sad drinking this wine. I think it's a wine that, you know, that you can always...
Hey, there we go.
There we go. Open up when you're feeling down, and hopefully it will make you feel better, which, you know, wine is really for that after all. That is its purpose. So you can see it's a beautiful pinkish hue. Really nice and frothy, this one.
Well, it's a great smell. The nose. It smells like the sea.
Yeah, they're softly sweet, which this one is, like strawberry fruit to it. Just yummy, fun, puts you in a good mood. Good wine to celebrate.
Fantastic. This is exactly what I want to drink in the locker room after winning a big game. In the last 2 minutes, as Steve did 19 times.
Yep. Well, cheers.
Cheers, baby. And as a final note, I have to give a gesture that Titans fans will recognize.
Okay.
Steve, this is for you.
Cheers.